Hey, my friends, welcome back to Behind the Mic podcast. You know, normally we dig into faith, truth, and culture, but today we're going to have a little bit of fun. So here's the question. What if Bible characters had iPhones and they had group chats 2,000 years ago? Imagine Peter firing off texts in all caps, or David sending late night psalm lyrics, Jonah ghosting everyone. It sounds funny, but here's the cool part. It's not that far-fetched. These were real people with real quirks, real mistakes, and real faith. So today we're going to take a peek inside a few imaginary group chats, laugh a little, and discover what they show us about God, about humanity, and maybe even ourselves. Check it out. All right, first up, the disciples. Picture this thread lighting up on WhatsApp. Peter, guys, I just walked on water, with the water emoji and the fire emoji. Thomas, pics or it didn't happen. John, just a reminder, Jesus loves me the most. Heart emoji. Hashtag blessed. James, bro, chill. Then we have Bartholomew. Who even remembers I'm here? With the looking eyes emoji. Matthew, hey, I used to be a tax collector, but at least I never betrayed the group. Judas leaves the chat. Peter, wait, did Judas just... Jesus, if he chimed in at all. Little faith, much drama. See you guys at the mountain, with the peace sign. You can already see their personalities. Peter, bold, loud, sometimes a little bit much. Thomas, skeptical. John, always pointing out Jesus' love. And poor Bartholomew, like the guy in your group chat, no one remembers to tag. How about this little bonus riff here? Philip, hey guys, where are we meeting for dinner? Jesus, upper room. Peter, cool. What's on the menu? Jesus, you'll see. Thomas, great. Another mystery meal. Now, okay, what I love about this is even when they were confused or frustrated, Jesus still kept them close. He didn't kick them out of the chat, so to speak. He taught them, he walked with them, and he sent them out to change the world. All right, so let's scroll back to the Old Testament. Imagine Moses, Joshua, Jonah, and David sharing a post. Moses says, still wandering, day 13,562. Anyone got GPS? Joshua, be strong and courageous, with the arm bicep emoji and the fire emoji. Also, just crossed the Jordan, hashtag victory. Jonah, sorry, can't chat, just got swallowed, with a whale emoji. David, new song drop, Psalm 23, with the musical notes emoji. Goliath, LOL, you're too small, kid. David, hold my sling. Elijah, just called down fire from heaven. Anyone up for barbecue? With the fire emoji. Look, these guys were all over the place. Moses doubted himself. Jonah literally ran from God. David was a worshiper, but also a warrior. Elijah, one day bold, the next day hiding in a cave. And yet, God worked through every single one of them. The group chat might have been chaotic, but God's story never was. Picture this. Noah. Rain's coming. Anyone need a ride? With a canoe emoji. Job. Having a rough week. Pray for me. Jonah. Job, you don't even know. Job. Trust me. I know. You see, even in the worst moments, God was writing a bigger story. All right, one more thread. This time it's the prophets and the kings. Isaiah. Guys, I just saw the Lord high and lifted up with praise hands. Jeremiah. I'm crying again. Anyone got tissues? With the crying emoji. Ezekiel. I had another wild vision. Wheels inside of wheels. Anyone understand this? Solomon. Wrote a proverb. Wisdom greater than gold. Light bulb. Flashy emoji. Samson. New haircut routine today. Feeling strong. The bicep emoji. Delilah. The googly-eyed emoji. Look, the prophets, man, they carried heavy messages. Some were mocked, some were ignored, some were even persecuted. But even in the chaos, they spoke God's truth. And sometimes truth in a group chat doesn't get the most likes, but it's still what people need to hear. So I did this for fun, but what do we learn from these imaginary chats? Well, the disciples were real people with doubts and drama. The Old Testament heroes, they were flawed leaders, sometimes faithful, sometimes failures. The prophets, they spoke truth when nobody wanted to hear it. And yet, through all of them, God's story kept moving forward. And here's the punchline. You and I, our group chats, our circles, our daily lives, we're part of that story too. We may feel like Peter, loud and clumsy, or Jonah, running in the wrong direction, or Jeremiah, feeling like no one listens. But God hasn't left us out. He's still writing his story through us. So let me leave you with this. Who's in your group chat? Your family? Your friends? Your coworkers? Your church? And what's the tone of that chat? Is it encouraging, life-giving, or is it full of doubt and drama? Well, this week, I encourage you to be the one who drops in some encouragement. Share a verse, send a prayer, make someone laugh. Be the reminder that God is still at work. Because if God can use disciples who argued, prophets who wept, kings who stumbled, and a guy who spent 3 nights inside of a fish, trust me, he can use you and me. Hey, thanks for listening today. And if you smiled, if you were encouraged, or if you thought, man, I can totally see Peter typing in all caps, share this episode with a friend. Maybe even drop it in your own group chat. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, keep standing strong. Keep living with hope. And remember, God delights in using ordinary people to tell his extraordinary story. Have an amazing day.